Come along.
Thank you. Okay, a customer has an old chainsaw that they want to get going. It was given to them. The primer bulb is gone, so I'm gonna have to replace that. And let's just see if it'll fire up with ether. Okay, so just a little bit of ether. Well, this is starting fluid. This is a 2-stroke, so it needs some oil to lube, right? So you know what we're gonna use for oil, right? WD has a nice little lots of oil in there. Let's just try it, give it a pull. Okay, so it fired up, it just went perfect. So got spark. I don't know how this carburetor is going to work out, if it is going to work out, but we definitely have to get a primer bulb. So I'll tell the customer we need a primer bulb. She'll have to pay for that, and then put in the primer bulb, and hopefully it just kind of works. We'll drain the gas, we'll put in new gas, and away she goes. She should be good. We'll clean out the air filter. That's it, hopefully. So stay tuned. Okay, so I thought it was just the primer that she needed because the primer was completely broken, ripped right off over here. So this is a new primer, and went to go change the primer, and the lines, the fuel lines, are as stiff as hell. Okay, and they cracked. So I gotta take everything apart. Okay, so now we're gonna just start taking apart all the plastic that surrounds the stuff and the supporting, or your handle, just so that we can access the gas tank, which is going to be pretty ugly. Continue to taking it apart. We took off your starter, your pull cord starter. If I just take all these screws out, right? With all your screws out, and you have to take out the oil cap, right? And the screws are out here. This comes out, all right? And why I say it's gonna get messy is because there's a lot of linkages and stuff, right? So here, let's see if they kept everything consistent. No, so these screws are all consistent pretty much that go into plastic, and these guys here, they go inside here. So I'm just going to put them there, all right? So I don't lose them, the two, and carry on. Okay, I got you zoomed in a little bit. I'm gonna make it a little bit easy for myself so I don't have to, you know, remember so much, even though I got it on film here, right? But I'm gonna take off the coil here. Not the coil, just the connection for the coil. And this one here, so one will slip on and one of them is the ground. So when I put back these wires, I know one of them has to go to ground and one of them is the just the electrical blade, right? There you go. So that's your coil. We'll tighten it up a little bit so it doesn't move. We'll check that, but like the gap, this blade is getting in my way. It's bothering me. So now we have this, can be removed. We're gonna clean it up. Here's the gas tank, right? Of course you can't take it off. Why? Flywheel's in the way, so flywheel gotta come off. Great. And here's your lines that are like decrepit. You see here? This is as hard as crap. Oh my God, and it broke in there. You see, there's supposed to be two fuel lines coming out of the gas tank. One is a supply, one of them is the return, and one of them just broke off as I was just trying to replace that primer bulb. Yeah, this is becoming a job. This is like a little job onto itself. You don't want this linkage to go flying out, so I'm gonna put some tape around it, because if it comes flying out, the springs and everything is just gone. Gonzino. So we're gonna use some electrical tape for that. I'm just gonna tape that up. All right, and pull off the flywheel. All right, and that's what we're gonna do. Here's your pawls, I guess you call them, for your starter. Yeah. It's not that big of a job, but we're gonna have to clean this all up. Okay, with a little bit of impact, we just hold it here with the screwdriver. This is just a reenactment. We just take off the nut. All right, I use two hands, but that's just reenactment. Here we have it. Okay, we're just going to remove these pawls here, both sides. One of them is already there. Okay, so we're going to use my small puller here, and we're going to use the existing bolts that they have, right? And we just put the washers on there so that it wouldn't fall through these puller holes. And we're going to screw in, making sure we got a good, I don't know, 4 or 5 threads at least engaged. Okay, so now, use our new wrench that I bought, which was supposed to be, there you go. It's already pulled off, uneventful to pull that off. There you go. And there's gonna be a Woodruff key there. There is. Okay, now with the flywheel magneto off, we're able to access the bolt to take off the gas tank. So let's do that. We're just gonna take them out. Okay, there's only needed to be 2 taken off. There you go. And this is the problem. Gas lines broken. So, we're gonna just make sure we know which gas line goes where. In this one here, you can see it's, oh my God, crazy. Okay, I have all the components outside, and I have here the new fuel line. And okay, so literally you just press these fuel lines in, and then you just press it in from the outside, and then you'll grab it with these, I just grab it with these needle nose and just pull it through. Just pull it through. One of them is a fuel return, which is that one there. I didn't know how long to cut it, but you cut it a good length away. And that's the fuel return. It's going to go to the primer. This one's going to be fuel supply. So we're going to use the same fuel filter. It was good, so we're going to use it. And you just put it in there like that, and just feed the fuel filter down now so that it touches the bottom of the gas tank. Right, that's it. Okay, clarification. So here you have it. So the top one, the top hose, will go just to the carburetor here, because I looked at the drawing that I did. And this one here will go to the primer, and then I'll need another hose to go to the carburetor here, from the primer to the carburetor. Okay, so the fuel has to come in this way, and it has to go to the primer and then out. So there's an arrow on the primer. I'll know which one to go where. All right. Okay, so all the fuel lines and the oil line is connected here, right? You just, like I say, you just press them in and you pull them from the other side with a small needle nose plier. You got your lines. This one is a little bit long, so I'll just press it into the gas tank a little bit more. See here, it's a little bit long. It does have a place where to go, but I'm just gonna press that in. We'll have to pull it from the inside. So now we're just putting everything back together. Just tighten up. And flywheel on, tighten it up, put the proper orientation of these guys, tighten them up, and it hopefully should work. And this is what we were thinking we only had to change, is the primary bulb, because that was totally gone. Okay, here you have it. So these are the finishing touches. This comes from, I'm looking at it right now, from carburetor. And this goes to the fuel tank, and this just dumps the fuel back into the fuel tank. There's no filter on it, so it's obviously going to go, there's an arrow here. If there's not, I'm going to figure it out just by putting my tongue to it. Okay, so this little guy here is a suction. So suction side is going to go where the carburetor is, and the out's going to go to where the tank is, and that's it. So originally I thought, you know, that's all I had to do was just change this primer. And boy, was I wrong. The time and effort I put into this thing, the parts alone were 20. Believe it or not, once you buy some fuel line and once you buy these bulbs, there goes your 20 bucks. But she's a good client of mine. I like her, Franca. She makes me coffee. Thanks for watching. Oh, we're going to fire this thing up and sharpen the blade for her. Okay, we're going to try it. We're going to prime it. So let's see if the primer works. We filled it up with gas. Oh, here you go. Fuel's there. There you go, fuel. Let's go choke. Put on the high idle. Make sure it's on the on position, and let's see if it'll start. She works. Gotta adjust it, idle maybe. She works.
Come on, look.
Thank you.